spring stand. Dashboard's pretty cool. Quite flat and low down, but sounds like a 125. Let's get off then. So the clutch is quite far out straight off. It's kind of a weird bike actually. It's kind of weird. I guess we'll go right, I guess. Let's give this thing a go then. So today is so cold, like easily one of the coldest days of the year so far, and I'm out doing a first ride on a KTM. It's got a bit of something. It's alright this. My arms are like kind of bent because the handlebars are in a kind of a weird position, but I'm getting a lot of wind on the chest, as you'd imagine, because there is nothing in front of me, which might be quite weird for you guys to be watching. But yeah, I mean, the mirrors are a bit weirdly shaped. I think it would have been a bit better if they were a bit rounder, if I'm honest. But my legs are surprisingly bent. They're in a very sports bike-like position, which surprises me, actually. I'm going to just pull over and adjust these mirrors correctly. So yeah, I feel quite squished because the seat's quite high, the bars are very close to me, so I feel quite compacted. Not sure if I like that feeling, if I'm honest. Like I said, the mirrors are a bit crap, not gonna lie, because of how they're styled. You just don't get to see that much behind you if your arm is in view, and that's not really something I'm a fan of, really. So I had to drive 18 miles just to get the test ride for this bike. And they actually put me down for the wrong bike, so that's a bit annoying. Oh, it's got an RPM limiter. That's cool. That's kind of good for someone who might be new to biking, like they need to know when to change gear and stuff, I suppose. But yeah, I mean, it's quite easy to see what speed you're doing. As you guys will imagine, everything is in digital on this bike, in this little compact area here. It would have been a bit of a better idea of KTM to put a bigger screen on this. I mean, what is that? That's just something for you to headbutt if you're going to come off. Aside from that, your fuel is down there, quite easy to see. Everything is quite well displayed. You've also got a trip and a couple of other things like that, which are pretty good. It's not... When I rode the Yamaha MT-03, which is the baby of the MT-07, I felt like it had a lot more kick than this thing does, and that thing was only a 300, and this is meant to be a 390, which is kind of crazy. This bike is a prime example of they don't make bikes like they used to anymore. Like, it's so true, because this is 10 cc's off my Honda, and my Honda is so much faster than this. Granted, it is only a single, but still. They just don't make them like they used to. It's got a very 125 feel about it. I do feel like I'm riding a 125. It's got a little bit of pull at the low end, which isn't that bad. But it does feel very baby-fied. I know it is a 390, but... Should we see how it does on an overtake? It did okay. It takes a couple of seconds for all that power to kick in, but I mean, yeah, it's pretty good. For someone who's never ridden a bike before or anything, this might be a solid bike for you to really go for, to be honest. It's so unintimidating, and I know that's a thing I say about a lot of bikes, but I think it really matters, and in this case, it is really unintimidating. The bars are close to you, you know, your legs are bent so you don't feel like you're on a scooter or anything, and it's still got enough power to keep you interested, I guess. I'd be very interested to see what the 690 version of this is like, because if this is what the 390 is like, the only difference really between them when you're on a restricted license in the UK, I'd really say, is that this thing has use of a full throttle, whereas the 690 won't. But I mean, yeah, I mean, this is good enough for somebody for their first year of riding or something. I wouldn't say it's a bad choice. Being a KTM, it won't lose its value too much, and it'll be a solid bike as well, which is a good thing to note. So let's talk about the weight, shall we? Because the weight is quite an important factor on bikes nowadays. And as you guys are gonna know what I'm gonna say already, it's very light. And it's light because it's a 390cc, it's also a naked, so it has minimum fairing, so it's even lighter because of that, and it is just incredibly flickable. This thing would be great for round town. Got used to the clutch already. The clutch is like near the end again, it's one of those, a bit like my bike. I think I actually prefer them near the start of the bike point, so you can manage it a little bit better, right, instead of right at the end. So, and that's something I'm not too keen on. It's a bit jittery as well, I've got to admit. It feels a bit like throwing me about all over. It's not smooth. I'm only like, I've got it at a steady throttle. What would you even call it? A throttle opening position. You know, I'm second gear. That was in as well. So brakes are very squeaky. I think it's, the guy said it's due a service. So yeah, it's a baby. But yeah, round town, it's comfortable. There's no doubt in that. Maybe it needs to be in first. It doesn't. I think it needs to be in first round town, not second. That's ridiculous. But even then, it's quite jumpy. I mean, how many RPMs am I at? Yeah, the RPMs are a bit too hard to read. I'm about 4,000. Yeah, the RPMs needs... It's at that little bar at the top. I don't know if you can see it, but I mean, if you were to glance at that, it'd be quite hard to read. Let's just say that. So let's find somewhere to pull over, and I'll give you guys a look at it, really, I guess. Changing gear is also very easy. It doesn't clunk. You can hear it clunk, so you know you've changed gear, and you can feel it a bit, but it's very smooth changing gear, which is nice. The pegs are also not too far off the floor, so you don't have to spend ages searching for your peg. You know, it's very easy to find, which is always good, because if you're in a hurry to find your pegs and that, you know, it's not a bitch. Really a fan of these bars, though, man. These bars are a lot better than... you guys will remember in my previous videos I've ridden the SV650 2016 model, and these bars on that bike would be such a better idea. I really had a lot of fun on that SV650, and these bars would have been a fantastic idea to put them on that, because that bike had like 125 bars that would have been better suited to this bike actually, but no, it had this bike has some nice bars on it. I like them a lot. I could see myself having an upright bike like this and being quite content with it, to be honest with you. I really like it. I really love the positioning. It's growing on me, this kind of me being close to the bars thing. At first I was a bit like, I don't like it, but no, it's really growing on me. After I've got back on it, after doing that walk around for you guys, like, I just looked at it a bit differently. We're like, well, I'm comfortable. I am comfy, and I'm having fun. So, you know, maybe it's not a bad thing. Maybe KTM are onto something here. Like I say, I don't know if the 690 is going to be the same positioning, but I know for a fact it'll have nearly double the power. I mean, this thing smashes 60 miles an hour pretty easily, which for the bike that it is pretty awesome, really. Well, it looks like it's gonna rain, guys, which is really crap. But I hope you've enjoyed this little first ride impressions of a KTM Duke 390. It's been quite a nice bike to ride. I've really underestimated this thing, to be honest with you. It's pretty cool. You guys know my thoughts on it now, so go book a test ride for yourself, see what you think to the bike, and leave me some suggestions of bikes you want me to ride, and I'll try and sort them out this or next year. Probably more next year now. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Take it easy, and I'll see you in the next one. See you later.